Hey, how are you? I'm SliceofOtaku, and it seems as though there is a lot of confusion when it comes to diamond fusion. And I have noticed this confusion a bit on my other diamond videos, but my last video in particular, there was a whole lot of confusion, and I was kind of blown back by this. I didn't realize that this was something that a lot of people didn't truly understand. And at first for today's video, I intended on talking about the potential fusion of blue and yellow diamond, but I realized that if I don't address this, if this isn't covered, then that confusion is going to remain, and I don't want that to be the case. So here we are, and I'm going to be answering two questions. One, would a diamond fusion be considered a mixed or same gem fusion? And secondly, under Homeworld standards, would this be wrong? Alright, so hypothetically, if blue and yellow diamond were to fuse, this would be considered a mixed gem fusion for sure. Now, why is this? Well, despite both of them of course being considered diamonds, they are different types of diamonds. And so if they were to fuse, they would create something entirely new rather than just becoming a colossal diamond, which is what we know same gem fusion to do, just become a bigger version of the gem you already are, which is the case when it comes to like the mega ruby or even topaz. And I'm sure that quite a few people are kind of hung up on the whole name thing, because once again they are both diamonds, but if you think about it, amethyst is a type of quartz and rose quartz is of course a type of quartz, and fuse those two together and you have smoky quartz. And you know what, maybe you can argue that the whole Steven being half human thing may have influenced that fusion to be something entirely new, but you can't tell me that if amethyst and jasper fused, they would just be a bigger version of themselves. That doesn't make any sense. They would be something entirely new, and that is the case when it comes to the diamonds. And hypothetically, if our amethyst were to fuse with the amethyst stationed in Pink Diamond Zoo, despite our amethyst having noticeable appearance differences, especially when it comes to her height, they would just create a bigger amethyst, one that could be considered a same gem fusion. But yeah, I hope that that answers the first question adequately, because we are moving on to the second. Under Homeworld standards, would this fusion be wrong? And my answer to that is yes. And this is very much related to why Homeworld has zero tolerance for mixed gem fusions, which I made a video on a long time ago. If I remember correctly, that was my second video, I believe. And you know, although that video is dated now, it does still stand, especially since a lot of the concepts that I came up with back then have now been supported by additional evidence we received in Steven Universe Wanted. But yeah, mixed gem fusion pretty much ruins everything for Homeworld, because Homeworld is all about order and purpose and placement, and mixed gem fusion just throws that all out the window, honestly. Every gem has a purpose that they essentially dedicate their entire existence to. But fusion is rather unpredictable in nature, and the possibilities are endless. Just because I fuse a ruby and sapphire doesn't mean it'll result in the same dependable garnet we know from the crystal gems. And I'll use garnet for another example. In terms of future vision, her future vision is very different from Sapphire's future vision. And for Homeworld, it's not as useful. And some of you may be wondering why I'm talking about all these other gems and not the diamonds, which are the focus of the video. But really, these standards apply to the diamonds as well. Because to put it simply, the purpose of the diamonds is to rule over other gems. And so just like any other gem, they too have a purpose that they must dedicate their existences to. And although they may all rule over other gems, they go about their roles in different ways, hence their different courts, with gems reflective of their own individual purposes. And it's very important to remember that fusion isn't simply the addition of components, it's much more than that.
Is the strong part of you ruby and the wise part of you sapphire?
It's all of both. When two gems combine, it creates something greater than the sum of their parts. That's why I'm so great.
And so a potential green diamond wouldn't simply govern both yellow and blue diamond's courts, because she herself would not fit either. She'd be something entirely new. And regardless of whether or not this would be for better or worse, It simply cannot publicly exist within the confines of Homeworld's current orientation. And you know, it's not even about like fusion hypocrisy or anything like that, but it just could not be the same Homeworld if their fusion were to be a public affair. So yeah, just to reiterate, a diamond fusion would be off-colored and could not exist within current Homeworld. So yes, under Homeworld standards, it is wrong. Hopefully this video was able to clear up any confusion you may have had on this topic, and if you already knew all of this, kudos to you. In that case, I hope that this was at least an enjoyable refresher course. And with that in mind, if there's anything else in the show that confuses you and you want me to cover in a video, let me know in the comments because I'm more than happy to. And if you like the video and want more like it, make sure that you subscribe because they're coming. Thank you so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.